بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Inshallah, we are going to continue our session of Umrah and some rules of Umrah. We discussed the differences between the Umrah and the Umrah al-Tamattu and the Umrah al-Mufrada. And today we are going to discuss further about how much time. We mentioned that one lunar month you enter with ihram, then you don't have to, you can go out and out and in from Mecca, no problem. So in here, Umrah al-Mufrada, there's no problem. In Umrah al-Tamattu, there's a technical thing. That's what we are going to mention here about Umrah al-Tamattu. So let's say if somebody did Umrah al-Tamattu, completed the manasik, and then exits where? Exits Makkah. Okay? So once he exits Makkah, he is going to come back. Does he need to do Umrah al-Tamattu again or what? Because he already did one Umrah al-Tamattu. But now 1 month has passed. I mean, he did his Umrah al-Tamattu in Shawwal, and now he is in Dhul Qa'd. He did his Umrah al-Tamattu in Shawwal, and now he is in what? In Dhul Qa'd. So now, so again, he did it Umrah al-Tamattu in Shawwal, now it's Dhul Qa'd. So though it's the month of Hajj, is that Umrah okay? Because he went out and he came back in. 1 month has passed. So does he need to do another Umrah when he comes back to Makkah? So this is what we need to discuss today. So first of all, general rule, entering Makkah. One cannot enter Makkah without ihram. So let's say ihram is your visa. So in order to go to a country, to Saudi Arabia, for example, for Hajj, you need a visa. For Iraq, you need a visa. For Iran, you need a visa. So when you go to these holy places, you need a visa. Holy countries would have holy places. In this situation, Makkah, I consider it like a religious visa. Anyone who wants to enter Makkah cannot enter without a visa. And what is this visa? It is the ihram, state of ihram. He should be in the state of ihram, he or she. That is, once he enters with ihram, khalas. 1 month, he doesn't need to come out and in with ihram. Until one lunar month ends, new month starts, then if he goes out, he needs to come back in with another ihram. لا يجوز دخول مكة بل ولا دخول الحرم إلا محرمة. It is not permissible to enter Makkah or Haram without being in the state of ihram. Now, why say this Sistani is mentioned both Makkah and Haram? Some maraja, they mention Haram. Some maraja, they mention Makkah. So in order to understand the ruling of, say, the Sistani, I will have to show you on the whiteboard how does it go. Okay. So if you can see the whiteboard. So let's say this is Makkah. This is Holy Kaaba. Okay. And this is our Haram. This is the border of Haram. And let's say this is Makkah. So when you enter Mecca, obviously you have entered Haram, okay, without any doubt, because that's it. That's the Mecca is in the Haram. Like here, remember those people who want to redo the Umrah or do another Umrah, they come to this Tan'im, which is north of Mecca. It's on the border of Haram. Then we have Hudaybiyah here. So you can go any of these places, okay, at the border and enter the state of Ihram. So this was once upon a time. So you enter Haram. So if you enter Mecca, definitely you have entered what? The Haram. So you enter the Haram and then you enter Mecca. So what's the problem now? Why say this Sistani is mentioning to Mecca or Haram? Normally, if you enter Mecca, khalas, you have entered Haram. So why Sayyidina, you're mentioning Mecca or Haram? The thing is that Mecca has expanded. So Mecca has expanded on this side and this side, Aziziyah and all these. So there are mountains. There are mountains, okay? But around the mountains, wherever there was room to expand, so Mecca has expanded, especially from this side, north side, when you're going to Medina, and this side beside Arafat, this is called Aziziyah and Shisha and all these Shmes, whatever, Shisha, Aziziyah, and then this side also. So these are expansions. At least some of the expansions, what happened? Some of the expansion of Mecca has gone beyond the Haram area. So that means that if you enter here, you have entered Mecca and you have not entered the Haram yet. Because to say this Sistani, Damadullah, and some other Maraja, any extension of Mecca is considered Mecca. Sayyid al-Khuy used to say, no, the Mecca, which whenever I mention Mecca, is the ancient Mecca, ancient border of Mecca. But Sayyid Sistani, Damadullah, and other Maraja, they say whatever expansions of Mecca are, this red is expansion beyond the Haram area. So if somebody is entering Tan'im, okay, he's entering Mecca, but he's not yet in Haram. So he cannot enter Haram without Ihram. And let's say some areas, Haram is, for example, here. He enters Haram, but he had not yet entered Mecca. So some areas, Mecca is larger than the Haram. Haram means border, Haram of Mecca. Some areas, Haram, the border, is greater than Mecca, like the ancient times. Some areas, Haram and Mecca limits are same. So limit of Mecca and limit of Haram. So what Sayyidi Sistani is trying to tell us, whoever enters limit of Mecca or limit of Haram, whichever comes before, whichever comes what? Before, you need to be in the state of Ihram. So you cannot say, because before they used to say whoever enters Mecca, because obviously Mecca was inside the Haram. Now Mecca has gone outside of the Haram. So if you are coming here, okay, you are still not in Haram, but you are in Mecca. So you can't enter this area, the municipality of Mecca, or the what they say, the line of Mecca, the border of Mecca, without being in the state of Ihram. Haram, yes, we know. But now even Mecca, because Mecca is out of Haram in some areas, especially this Tan'im area. And so if this is clear, we can understand the word of Sayyidi Sistani. Why did he use whoever enters Mecca or Haram? Okay, let's come back to our, where did the slide go? Perfect. Yes. So as you can see here, he says, لا يجوز دخول مكة. It is not permissible for you to enter Mecca. It is not permissible to enter Mecca. بل ولا دخول الحرم إلا محرما. More even, the not to enter the haram, the limit, the vicinity around Mecca, the border of haram, because there's Mecca and there is haram. Haram is broader than Mecca. It is the sacred vicinity, the holy vicinity around Mecca. Holy because people should not enter that zone of holiness around Mecca, the vicinity of Mecca, the surrounding of Mecca, without state of ihram. So that's why he mentioned both. Mecca, why? Because Mecca could be out of haram. وَلَا دُخُولُ الْحَرَمِ, that was the normal ruling for many scholars. إِلَّا مُحْرِمًا. فمن أراد الدخول فيهما في غير أشهر الحج وجب عليه أن يحرمه أن يحرم للعمرة المفردة. So if someone wants to enter Mecca or Haram فيهما, in both of them, في غير أشهر الحج, other than the months of Hajj, وجب عليه أن يحرم للعمرة المفردة. It would be obligatory upon him to enter the state of ihram for the Umrah of Mufrada. Okay? So this is number one. However, he said, there's an exemption. Exemption is related to that 1 month limit. Okay? ويستثنى من ذلك من يتكرر منه الدخول والخروج لحاجة. There is exemption that someone who repeatedly enters and exits Mecca due to his needs, such as what? Such as Kal-Hattab, the lumberjack, the one who sells wood. He has to go out, like in the winter season, they need wood. Mecca need wood, and to cook, they need wood, fuel, okay? So they need to bring wood. So they go out in the desert, where jungle, wherever, they cut the wood and bring it in Mecca. They repeatedly do that. Well, Hashash is not the one who have drugs. Hashash here is from the hashish. Hashish is not the drug, the grass or the grass. So somebody goes out in the mountain areas to get the grass to feed the cow and the goat and those kind of things. Okay. Well, hashash wa nahwihima. And similar to these two cases. Anyone. Okay. Somebody is doing plumbing. Somebody is a plumber. Somebody is a carpenter. Somebody. So he has to frequently travel out. He gets a job out of Mecca, comes back in, out and in. So these people, they have certain needs and they have to go out and in and out and in. So they are exempt. Every time they come in, after 1 month, they don't have to enter in the state of ihram. وكذلك من خرج من مكة بعد إتمام أعمال عمرة التمتع. So now this is someone who goes out and in. There is exemption. Another exemption, another group of exempt people are those people who completed the a'mal of Umrah al-Tamattu' wal Hajj. They completed Umrah al-Tamattu', they completed the a'mal of Hajj. Or بعد العمرة المفردة أو بعد العمرة المفردة, or after the Umrah Mufrada. So they completed Umrah al-Tamattu and the Hajj al-Tamattu, and they completed Umrah Mufrada. فإنه يجوز لهم العود إليها من دون إحرام. For it is permissible for them to return to it, to Mecca, without entering the state of Ihram. قبل مضي الشهر, before passing of the month. Okay? الذي أدى فيه عمرته, in which he did do the Umrah. So these people, they can exit, enter, as long as they are from those exempt ones, or they have completed their a'mal of Umrah and Hajj, Umrah al-Tamattu, Hajj al-Tamattu, or they have completed the a'mal of Umrah Mufrada. So they have a 1-month visa, ends with the end of the lunar calendar. قبل مضي الشهر الذي أدى فيه عمرته, before end of the month in which he performed his Umrah. Okay? So here we know that if somebody had done Hajj al-Tamattu, Umrah al-Tamattu, then he can go in and out until the month ends in which he did his Hajj and Umrah. Hajj obviously ذي الحج. ويأتي حكم الخارج من مكة بعد عمرة التمتع وقبل الحج في المسألة 153. And the ruling of somebody who performed عمرة التمتع and then left Mecca before Hajj, the ruling will be explained in ruling number 154. This ruling will be explained in the ruling is going to be this ruling will come in ruling number 154, or will be explained in ruling number 154. Okay, just let me give you a gist of what's so we have someone completed Umrah al-Tamattu, Hajj al-Tamattu together, he can go out and in, okay, for the remaining month of Dhul Hajj. He finishes his Hajj 13th Dhul Hajj. So after 13, he stays there. Okay. And he leaves, comes and goes, and comes and goes back. Jeddah, here, there, Medina, goes to Medina, comes back until the end of Dhul Hajj. If he wants to come back in Muharram, he needs to do another Umrah because his month finished. His visa expired. Okay, so this is who? The one who completed Hajj al-Tamattu, Umrah al-Tamattu, Hajj al-Tamattu together. The same thing will be applied for somebody who completed Umrah al-Mufrada until the month ends. However, if someone he left Makkah in the middle, like a sandwich, okay, Umrah, Tamattu, Hajj al-Tamattu, he left Makkah in the middle. That situation has certain details which are going to be explained in ruling 154. One of the details is that if he had done Umrah al-Tamattu in Dhul Hajj, and let's say he arrived and his bag was lost, and the bag, they said in Jeddah airport, we found your bag. So he entered Makkah now. He needs to go and bring his bag or suitcase or whatever. Okay, or he wants to apply for a visa for some other country after Hajj, so they told him to come now, bring your passport. So he has certain things to do, so he left Makkah after doing Umrah al-Tamattu. Here there are certain details, we are going to explain it in future, but just to let you get a gist. If you leave Makkah in Dhul Hajj, okay, first Dhul Hajj, after doing Umrah al-Tamattu, and obviously when is your day of Hajj? Starts from the 8th of Dhul Hajj. Then what will happen here? You are okay. You are okay. Why? Because it's the same month where you have done Umrah al-Tamattu and Hajj al-Tamattu. This is no problem here. However, what are the months of Hajj? Shawwal, Dhul Qa'd, Dhul Hajj. 3 months of Hajj. So if somebody did Umrah al-Tamattu in Shawwal or Dhul Qa'd and left, and came back in Dhul Hajj, does he need to have ihram of Umrah al-Tamattu or not? Some scholars, they say no, because these three are months of Hajj. And he entered the ihram of Umrah al-Tamattu, which is part of Hajj al-Tamattu, in Shawwal. So he can come back without any need for another ihram. Okay, another Umrah. Some scholars, they say no. Rule of 1 month applies. What does that mean? That means he has to make another Umrah al-Tamattu and get in Mecca. Because that Umrah al-Tamattu was in Shawwal or Dhul Qa'd. He is entering Dhul Hijjah in Mecca. So this is an argument. Sayyid Sistani Damadullah uses precautionary measure. What is that? He said, we cannot say that your Umrah became invalidated because you were in the month of Hajj, Umrah al-Tamattu. We can also not say that your Umrah is okay because you passed over 1 month. So as a precautionary measure, obligatory precaution, perform Umrah al-Tamattu. When you come back, perform Umrah al-Tamattu and stay in Makkah. Be it in Dhul Qa'd you did in Shawwal. Dhul Qa'd you did Umrah. Dhul Hajj you did Umrah. As long as after you do Umrah al-Tamattu and you stay in Makkah, then it doesn't matter 1 month, 2 months, as long as these are months of Hajj. You're okay. Again, I'll quickly summarize what I said. So the scenario is like this. This uncle or brother, he did Umrah al-Tamattu in Shawwal and left Makkah to visit Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Medina and stayed in Medina, and he came back. When did he come back? Not in Shawwal, the month he did Umrah. He came back in Dhul Qa'd or Dhul Hijjah. Different month. So here, some scholars, they took the general rule which says that whoever exits Makkah and comes back after 1 month, he needs to redo his Umrah. That means Umrah al-Tamattu got messed up. He needs to do another Umrah al-Tamattu. Others, they say, no, these are months of Hajj. In the Umrah al-Tamattu differs from Umrah al-Mufrada. Umrah al-Tamattu, as long as you leave and come back in the months of Hajj, there's no problem. Like Sheikh al-Fayyad and some other maraja. So Sayyid Sistani Damadullah says, no. I can't say this. I can't say this. If I say it's month of Hajj and he's coming back in the months of Hajj and he's performed Umrah al-Tamattu, there's a point. But then there's a general rule which says the 1 month rule of Umrah. If I say no, the 1 month rule of Umrah, so maybe that Umrah was valid and I invalidate that Umrah. So that's why I use a precautionary measure when you come back to Makkah after doing Umrah al-Tamattu in a month different than the month of coming back. As a precautionary measure, do another Umrah al-Tamattu. Do another Umrah al-Tamattu. So he's combining both probabilities. And further detail will be explained, inshallah, in our whenever we come to ruling number 154. Yes. وكذلك من خرج من مكة بعد إتمام أعمال عمرة التمتع والحج أو فإنه يجوز العودة. Yes, the last line. ويأتي حكم من حكم الخارج من مكة, and the rule of the one who exits Makkah after Umrah al-Tamattu and before the Hajj in the middle. The ruling will be explained later, which I gave you a gist of it, that the three scenarios, or let's say 2 scenarios, and the middle one, precautionary scenario, which say the Sistani Damadullah chooses. Ruling number 142. من أتى بعمرة مفردة في أشهر الحج وبقي في مكة إلى يوم التروية وقصد الحج كانت عمرته متعة، فيأتي بحج التمتع، ولا فرق في ذلك بين الحج الواجب والمندوب. What is this? This rule says that someone does any Umrah مفردة in the months of Hajj, Shawwal, Dhul Qa'd, Dhul Hajj, and he stays in Mecca until the 8th of Dhul Hajj, Yawm al-Tarwiyah, the day people they leave Mecca after entering the state of Ihram for Hajj. So until 8th of Dhul Hajj, he stays there. وَقَصَدَ الْحَجْ. So what will happen? His Umrah al-Mufrada will be converted automatically to Umrah al-Tamattu. But it is Tawaf Nisa, no problem. Ziyat al-Khair Khairin. It will be considered a recommended thing. Okay? Nothing bad done, extra Tawaf he did. Tawaf he will get. That's the only difference, Tawaf and Nisa. By default, you are there. ولا فرق في ذلك فيأتي بحج التمتع. And there's no difference, be it obligatory Hajj or be it recommended Hajj. Okay? So whoever performs Umrah Mufrada in the months of Hajj وبقي في مكة and remains in Makkah إلى يوم التروية until the day 8th of the Hajj وقصد الحج, he makes the intention of Hajj. Obviously, if the Hajj was wajib upon him, he needs to make intention of Hajj. He must make and change his Umrah al-Mufrada to Tamattu. He doesn't need to leave Makkah back again. Or no, he did his Hajj wajib. No problem. You can do Hajj mustahab. Or if you had nadhr, you can fulfill your nadhr through this Hajj. Because you stayed. Let's say his passport got lost. He came in the holy month of Ramadan, for example. No, not holy month of Ramadan, sorry, Shawwal. Okay. Let's say he was in the holy month of Ramadan and his passport got lost and problem happened, visa, this, that. He could not leave Mecca or leave Saudi Arabia. What happened? He went to visit Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When he came back to see that whether the passport is ready, things are sorted out, problems. So he said, let me enter Mecca in Shawwal, okay, with the Umrah Mufrada. So he entered Umrah Mufrada, but still there's a delay in his paperwork. He's not getting done, passport problem, this problem, that problem, lost his money, waiting for anyhow things, circumstances, or even no, he just wanted to stay there to have some spirituality or some kind of more tawaf and more du'as and more. He was like a retired guy, doesn't have anything. He said, I'll go there in my hometown and sit there. Let me just sit in Makkah. Okay, this is, they have extended my visa for 3 months. So he stayed there in Makkah, and the day of Hajj came, 8th of Hajj. So now he made his intention for Hajj. If he has not done Hajjat al-Islam, it will be based on the conditions we mentioned previous. It will be obligatory Hajj. If not, he can do recommended Hajj or any other, or he can just stay on Umrah al-Mufrada. Okay, that's fine. But if he makes the intention of Hajj, وَقَصَدَ الْحَجْ كَانَتْ عُمْرَتُهُ مُتْعَةً, not temporary marriage, no. Umrat al-Tamattu. Okay, his Umrah was Mufrada. In Shawwal he did, month of Hajj, it will be converted to Umrat al-Tamattu automatically. So what will be remaining? فَيَأْتِي بِحَجِّ التَّمَتُّعِ. Hence, he would perform the Hajj of Tamattu. ولا فرق في ذلك بين الحج الواجب والمندوب. And there is no difference between the wajib Hajj and the recommended Hajj. So this is something where we will end here. And many times, you know, like people, they need to know the rules of Hajj and Umrah. Many times people, they go without knowing, like there is tourism kind of trip. They do Umrah, they mess up. And when do the shuyukhs, they find out when they're doing Hajj, they find out that their wudu was not okay. Their tawaf al-nisa was not okay. So they say, wait, let's fix the previous Umrah. You're stuck in your previous ihram. No, but it has been 6-7 months. You're still stuck. But I did a lot of, I took off my white clothes. That's fine. There are kafaras. We need to fix those kafaras. But before we fix those kafaras, let's fix your Umrah, previous on hold Umrah. Okay? Because they did ihram, okay. But then they messed up in the tawaf or sa'i or taqsir or tawaf in nisa. Something essential they messed up. So they did not exit the state of ihram. So they're stuck in the ihram. So now they fix his previous Umrah. And then after that, they tell them, now you leave Mecca and do Umrah al-Tamattu. Okay? Do Umrah al-Tamattu. So first they try to fix his ihram of Umrah Mufrad. So they convert his Umrah al-Tamattu to Umrah Mufrada, which was on hold. And then finishes. Then they sent him back to the miqat. Remember the miqat of someone coming from outside of Makkah is those designated miqat. Be it Umrah al-Mufrada, Umrah al-Tamattu. Doesn't have any difference. An outsider, when it comes to Makkah, any Umrah, Mufrada, Tamattu, they both have to be from those designated miqat. We mentioned this. The difference is, if someone is in Makkah and wants to redo Umrah, so if he wants to redo Umrah al-Tamattu, he will have to go where? Designated miqat. If he wants to redo Umrah Mufrada, another Umrah, then he goes to the vicinity border of Haram. And in this case, border of Haram means that those areas which are around Haram, the miqat, like Tan'im and Hudaybiyah and those places. So again, I repeat, because there was a confusion between miqat of Umrah al-Mufrada, Umrah al-Tamattu. Again, miqat of Umrah al-Mufrada and Umrah al-Tamattu, for an outsider coming into Makkah from far away, it's same designated area. Masjid al-Shajara, Juhfa, Yalamlam, That Irq, Qarn al-Manazil, those which are designated for both Umrah al-Mufrada, Umrah al-Tamattu. Where is the difference? The difference is the one who is in Makkah. We found out his Umrah al-Tamattu ihram was wrong. He did not enter the state of ihram from where he was supposed to enter the state of ihram. We will tell him, go back to the designated miqat. Enter the state of the ihram there properly. That's where you need the shuyukhs and ulamas. Okay? Enter the state of ihram properly, then come to Makkah for Umrah al-Tamattu. Somebody was in Makkah and he wants to do another Umrah Mufrada, or his ihram of Umrah Mufrada or messed up. We'll not tell him to go to the designated ones. We'll go to the border of the Haram. That's where Umrah al-Mufrada and Umrah al-Tamattu differs in redoing or correcting the Umrah, the ihram of Umrah al-Tamattu or Mufrada. So for Tamattu, back to the designated miqat. Mufrada, no, around Makkah. Hope that was clear. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين